Football Then and Now, a fun look at football nostalgia and the modern game intertwined. Join us.
This is Football Then and Now, episode 85. We are live on this Wednesday evening. International break is in the rear view. A couple of weeks off for the show. I just thought we'll have a little breather, a little break. And I have got Doncaster Rovers fan and close friend Gav Longmate on Football Then and Now. And you were on my wrestling show back in June 2022 on my other podcast, weren't you? So yeah, thank you so much for agreeing to come on to talk about Doncaster. And we're going to talk about current Doncaster, of course. But yeah, thank you so much for coming on, man.
No props anytime. Thanks for having me on. Thank you.
The early season, mate, with Doncaster obviously in League One, just to let the viewers and listeners know, of course, how has it been going early on in the season?
Early on, went, Christ, shot through the ceiling. Shot through the ceiling, really. Started, obviously, won league last season, and obviously promoted into League One this season. And everything just started as a high. Yeah, couldn't get no higher, I don't think. First game, won, what was that? 1-0, I think it was, a Molyneux penalty, 88th minute. So obviously, but no, there was playing well. But no, I've had some decent wins. Obviously, won a Rotherham 1-0. Beat up Bradford 3-1. Woo, King Billy doing his chicken dance. And then it kind of which game was it? Huddersfield lost. It's Huddersfield. Sure it was. Lost 2-0 to them, which they were still playing well. Which, as I say, I've always said, I don't mind them losing even if they are playing well. But then there was a penalty for Huddersfield, and that was never a penalty whatsoever. So, well, in my opinion, anyway, that was never a penalty. And then just put the Reds down a bit after that, and yeah. But that's football for you. As I say, they was playing well then, and then obviously the I think it must have been before that where they beat Middlesbrough 4-0 or somewhere around them lines. I'm not quite sure, to be honest, but yeah, that was in Cup. And Christ Almighty, yeah, that was unbelievable. It was just like, as I say, it's gone from this high, and now, don't get me wrong, still 10th, so still a good position. I'd if season finished tomorrow, I'd be happy with that, definitely. Don't get me wrong. But I think we need to get more composure and get our heads back into it. And yeah, because everyone's just, I don't know, it's looking more of a tedious, and everyone's obviously confidence is way down, definitely is. But obviously McCann needs to get his cracking whip out and get them all running again, all firing on all cylinders again. So obviously it's still early doors in season, so I'm not counting us out yet, but it'd be nice to see how, as I say, obviously back at home this Saturday, home game Saturday. So hopefully get back into it, get back into the winning ways. As I say, I know you can't win them all, which I'm not. It would be nice, like obviously winning them all and stuff, but last game, Leyton Orient, and got beat. Well, not beat, got hammered. Got yeah, hammered definitely 4-0. But defenders, they usually don't make. They usually have decent, solid games. So whether there's something going on behind the scenes or whatever, because they're only young, don't get me wrong, but most of the time they're solid. But to concede 2 goals, well, first goal was a misplaced back pass by one of the centre backs. That was last Saturday, and well, yeah, I know it happens, stuff like that. It does. Obviously, that's the whole unfortunate bit of being a defender, and well, obviously, it's not quite as bad being a goalkeeper because obviously your last line of defence, really. But as I say, it's what it is. Just hopefully, well, to be honest, thinking about it, I don't think we can get any worse than we was last Saturday. So the only way is definitely up. So
Who have you got, mate? Northampton.
yeah, Northampton. Yeah,
Right. Okay.
3 o'clock Saturday. This Saturday. Yeah. So yeah, at home. So hopefully, get a couple of points on board.
They're currently 14th, Northampton. They're on 14 points.
Yeah.
So they've had 4 wins, 2 draws, and 5 losses so far.
Yeah, I'd say Donny. I don't think they've won it last 4 or 5. I don't think.
Yeah, it's 5, Gav. I've got I've got the table up here.
Yeah.
4 losses and a draw.
Yeah. So yeah. So there you go. That's football for you. But
Yeah, it sure is.
Just
sure is.
Definitely. Yeah.
Hopefully, a big win for Donny, of course, in that one. And again, you were promoted as well, weren't you?
Yeah.
So you're coming up the leagues, of course. I think where they are currently from being promoted, I think they're doing well, mate. I know it's hit. I know they've hit a bit of a blip. And you see them every week, and you know them inside out and backwards. But I think you would have took it up to this point, wouldn't you? With being promoted.
Should be. Yeah, definitely. As I say, them first few games that we played, Christ Almighty, everything was just, I'd say, set off like a rocket. But yeah, I'd say, it was definitely started well, definitely. But that's the only thing. When you start too well, can they keep it up with that? And obviously, injuries and all that you've got to contend with and stuff. But we'll get back up here. As I say, at 10th, it's not too bad, but I'd rather have our blip and whatever now before. Yeah, but having said that, obviously, not last season before, there was bomb at table till February, and then went on that crazy run and got into playoffs. Which, to be honest, when there was winning 2-0 on aggregate against, was it Crew, I think, and then obviously I went to playoffs, second leg. Obviously, that were at Donny, and Crew just, did what they needed to do. Really, come out straight at Donny and got an early goal, and then then it all went peaked on, went to penalties. So end up obviously lost 2-0 on night, and then end up on penalties, and I end up sitting behind net for that game, which is normally would be the away stand, which was fairly strange for that game, but which you can actually see me on telly. Penalties obviously covering my eyes.
Yeah, panicking. Yeah.
Oh, definitely, yeah.
Oh no. Yeah. So all the best to Donny. Obviously into the season, a lot of games to be played in that league as well. Form will be in and out, especially in them leagues and the amount of games you have to play, definitely. But all the best to Donny going forward. Now we're going to move on. We're going to preview and predict. I said we'll do 3 Premier League games. I'm not going to do all 10. It's just too much. It's just too much on. So we've picked. Basically, we've got Liverpool, Man United as the main game of the weekend, of course. The old rivals against each other. So we're going to go with that firstly, and then we've picked one each, which we'll go to after we've done this. But Liverpool before international break. We're on a bit of a losing run after starting.
Always case with them. It always comes in. Yeah,
it was just like crazy. They were going like a freight train, and then they've been hit a little bit, and they've ended up dropping into second. Arsenal have gone top, of course. United, a lot of the fans aren't happy, but again, I think they're on 10 points as it stands. They're 10th with 10 points, and you'd believe that their fans were thinking they were in the relegation zone, the way they've been talking.
Exactly. I mean, it's start of season, isn't it? Obviously, I know, don't get me wrong, obviously, going back to 30 days and whatever, and Christ Almighty to where it is now, it's completely opposite way around. It's basically, it is crazy, like, but you stick with your team through thick and thin regardless. That's the thing of it.
I just think that obviously they're saying about Amorim now. Sir Jim Ratcliffe's just said he will get free. He'll get 3 years in the job.
Yeah, and then
The
that's
win
it.
the win percentage is terrible. There's no shying
Definitely.
away from that. I think it's 28% or something. His win percentage. It won't cut the mustard with them. But again, the glory days of Man United are long
Long,
gone as well.
long gone.
But it's been in a mess for years. But
Mm.
he was given from the October, wasn't he, last season when he came in? You could probably give him the benefit of doubt. Now is where they're going to have to start getting results, aren't they?
Well, yeah, you'd think so. Yeah. I know. Well, usually the case when say they get the next manager, they'll play completely like a different team for the next couple of games, and then that's it. There'll be well, it's usually the case, isn't it? When there's a new manager coming, same group of players, and they just play as though I don't know, play like Brazil basically, and then obviously it just goes Pete Tong after that. But what can you do if you've got same players and they're not playing for the manager? What can you do? It's like obviously that revolving door in it as such, which no club really wants. That it's you want your stability and just you just want it to keep going and going smoothly. Don't get me wrong, you can't win them all, which is true, but obviously you want to win them all, don't you? But no, you just got to go with it, and you go on the rough ride and roller coaster ride of wherever.
What do you think? What do you think about Liverpool? Do you think they can win the title back to back? Again, Arsenal slipped up in a couple of games prior. Man City have had a couple of losses. So
Really? Yeah.
it's very early days, isn't it? And sorry,
Oh, yeah.
just 1 second as well. We've got Mark McGee in the comments watching from New York. So we've got someone from New York watching us tonight, Gav. And I think from the wrestling circles is Mark McGee.
Yeah, true.
That's
Yeah, I would say
how I
so
know
again.
it. So but
As long
with Liverpool, Gav, what do you think? Do you think they can retain it?
I hope not. I hope not. I hope not, to be honest. But as I say, Man City they always, I don't know, Man City, they always have like a blip in their season as well. But then when they want to get into that higher gear and just go, don't they? So
It's
um,
very, very, very early days. That's the thing, isn't it? But again, I think Liverpool could afford to have had them couple of losses just off the back of how Arsenal and City have been. But I think
yeah.
again with Liverpool, I don't think Slot knows his best 11 yet. They've had new signings. He's had a lot of new signings in the summer, hasn't he? He's trying to get that Wirtz playing, who is highly touted, fantastic for Leverkusen in their title-winning season, the previous season, of course. Isak's obviously come from Newcastle, was injured when he came in, got an assist in the last game, in the last league game before international break. That Ekatike, who they got from Frankfurt, he's looked lively. It's going to be. I think it's going to be tough for United. I think United. I think there's going to be a backlash on United from Liverpool just off the back of the bad run that Liverpool have been on by their standards. What do you think?
I think Liverpool will come out fighting, but then on the other case, obviously, Man U versus Liverpool. Remember how it was back in the day and stuff like that. Which obviously, Man U have got to go for it, haven't they? They've got to go for it. They can't do nothing but just go for it, really, and hopefully get a result. And that's the thing. They've got to, yeah.
What do you think about Bruno Fernandes? Because he comes up a lot, and he had his stats, his goals and assists last season were very high, but he loses his rag, man. He's a whiner, he's a complainer. His stats, don't get me wrong, his stats were brilliant last season, and boy did they have to be with how it was going for United, of course. But what do you think about Bruno in your personal opinion?
As I say, just a complete whiner if he don't get his own way and stuff. But we're just decent player. Well, world class player, should I say? Sorry, stuff like that. But I say if he don't get his own way, it's all handbags and glad rags and stuff like that. Just give him a smack round head, ref. Yeah, but
So for the 4:30 kickoff on Sunday, of course, on Sky Sports at Anfield, what is Gav Longmate's prediction for Liverpool Man United? I'm going to press you for a prediction.
Christ.
You go first. You go first. I'm throwing you in the deep end here.
Yeah, definitely, yeah. 2-1 Man U.
Really?
Yeah, why not?
All
Underdogs, why not? Go for it.
right.
Go for it.
Okay. So Gav's got the 1-0. I'm going 3-1 Liverpool.
Yeah,
I think they're going to be out the races. They need to be, of course. They can't afford another slipper.
we've got it. Yeah.
Not they could probably afford to lose another game later on in the season, but they can't at the moment.
Not at
They
the
need to
moment.
get back. They need to
Yeah.
get back and firing again. And yeah, I think it's just a temporary blip. And again, I go back to it. I just think Slot is trying to find the best combinations.
Yeah,
You know, you change your lineups for games. You know, they're fighting on four fronts, of course, as well. They've got Champions League to think of, so you've got to rotate. League Cup's obviously going on, isn't it, as well? FA
yeah.
Cup to come. There's a lot. There's a lot going on, and it's about finding the right team for the
Yeah, yeah.
for the opponent,
Yeah.
isn't it? Tactics are different and all
Yeah.
that. So
Obviously, everyone's all different
yeah,
position. Well, different starting 11 and whatever lineup, should I say? Sorry. And so obviously, you got to play against them and all stuff like that. Obviously, if no one's doing 4-4-2 anymore and stuff like that, you got to play your advantage to that or whichever lineup that's thinking. Yeah.
definitely. So yeah, we've got 1-0 from Gav to United away at Anfield. I'm going for a 3-1 home win for Liverpool. And as I said, Sunday 4:30 kickoff UK time for that one. You selected a game, of course. I said to you prior just to pick a game. I'm just looking through the fixtures here. You went for Brighton and Hove Albion. You went for Brighton against Newcastle,
Yeah.
which is
Too
3 o'clock on Saturday, of course. So yeah, just your thoughts with going with that game and picking that one to predict and talk about.
I don't really know, to be honest. I dare say it will be a good attacking game, definitely, with Brighton, and because they're never easy, are they, Brighton? Even though, yeah, they've always made it harder, a lot harder for the opposition, should I say? Sorry, but no, I just hope Newcastle have a good run again. Yeah, and hopefully Newcastle get a win.
What score?
Oof.
I'm gonna press you for a score.
Again. uh, 2-1.
Mm.
2-1. Yeah, Newcastle. 2-1.
Mm.
Yeah.
That Voltemade looks good. Up
Yeah.
front. He's a
Yeah.
problem. He's in the thick of it. Big lad. Saw a lot of him at Stuttgart. And I thought
Well, certainly
69
from the league. Yeah, sorry to interrupt. Yeah.
69 million at the time, for him. But again, it was because the ISAC money came in. So anybody they were signing, the price was going to be inflated, wasn't it? That's par for the course with that one. But
Well, it
he
is money nowadays, football. Yeah.
he strikes me as an old-fashioned centre forward. The way he
Yeah.
plays, he's brilliant and he's strong and he's big. And I think he'll be a problem for Brighton's backline, Voltemade.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I think. Well, obviously, is it Isaac or whatever he's called? Gone to Liverpool, hasn't he?
Yeah.
I don't know how to pronounce his name, but he's a big lad anyway, isn't he? So obviously, all they've done is just got rid of one big lad and put another big lad in. So hopefully it works.
Definitely. Again, I'm just going to go over to Brighton. I think again, young manager, of course, Fabian Hersler. He's in his second season. He's in his sophomore year now.
Yeah.
Again, young, very very young as a manager, but he was at St. Pauli in Germany. Done very very well. Brighton have been solid for years though as well. They were decent. They were decent under De Serbi as well.
Yeah. Oh yeah, the always our team.
The
Never an easy team to get singing, yeah.
The Gambian lad Minter on the wing is an absolute terror. He's a problem. He's a problem. We had problems with him when they came to Bramley-Moore Dock. He's pacey. He's coming at you. So Newcastle's backline are going to have issues as well. I think it's going to be such an open game. I can
Yeah.
see goals. I can see
Mhm.
goals, Gav, to be fair.
I would say so. Yeah.
I'm gonna go for a Desmond. I'm gonna go for a 2-2. I'm gonna go
Yeah.
for a 2-2 draw. Brighton and Newcastle. And then I'm just gonna move us. I'm just gonna move us along in a moment as well. But yeah, we've got our predictions for that one as well. I'm gonna go with Crystal Palace and Bournemouth.
Yeah.
And both teams are doing amazing. Bournemouth currently are in fourth.
Wow.
So they're in the Champions League spots as it stands. Crystal Palace were flying. They were up to second and third. Everton, obviously my team, we beat them before international break. We were outplayed by Palace in the first half and for most of the second half, but managed to get a 2-1 win. And I didn't see it coming. Palace were unbeaten in 19 prior to that. They've been brilliant. You know, they won the FA Cup, of course, and they won the Community Shield leading into it. And, you know, they're doing well in Europe as it stands. So, yeah, I thought I'd pick these two because it's fourth
Definitely.
versus sixth, guys.
Mm.
Gav. And it's the same thing again. I think it's two teams that are going to come out and attack, as we were saying about Brighton
Yeah.
and
Mhm.
Newcastle.
Yeah.
What are your feelings on that one?
I say yeah. I think it'll be good game that. Palace and Bournemouth. What was it? Bournemouth? You said sorry.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Bournemouth, and it's at the Vitality. Sorry,
Yeah.
it's at Selhurst Park. Sorry, Palace are at home.
Yeah. Okay.
Sorry.
Yeah. 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 I think that'll be yet again straight out at them. I think, obviously, both teams obviously be straight out at starting grid and obviously get at them. So yeah, I think it'll be a decent game. I think. Yeah. Yeah.
A hard one to call, but I think Palace will get back on the horse. After losing to us, of course, which I'm going to be honest, they were all over us. They could have been out of sight in the first half. They
Yeah.
really could. They had chances. Ismaila Sarr has been absolutely brilliant for him this season so far. And Mark Gay, who was linked with Liverpool at various points, it looked like he was going to go to Liverpool in the summer. I think if his contract whittles down, if they don't sign him in January, Liverpool
Hmm.
would get him for free in the summer because he's not signed a new
Yeah.
contract at Palace. So they're just hanging on, I think.
Maybe-
He has been brilliant, not just at the back. When the corners are coming in, you know, and it's Palace's corners, Gay is just in the thick of it. He's had assists, he's had goals off the corners.
Yeah.
I think Palace, I've got Palace beating Bournemouth. I just think they're going to get back on the winning trail in that one.
Be all right then. Yeah.
And
So,
if I had to press you for a scoreline in this one, Gav's scoreline in this one, please.
which one do you go for? You went for Palace, didn't you?
I'm going to go for a Palace win. I've not done a score, but I'll let you do a score first.
Yeah. I'll go Bournemouth then. I don't actually know, to be honest. 3-2 Bournemouth.
Crikey Moses is going to be goals galore at Selhurst Park.
Why not?
Yeah,
Why not?
I'm gonna go for 2-1 Palace.
Yeah.
I just think they'll edge it again. Bournemouth have been good going forward. Semenyo has been absolutely brilliant. Arguably the most informed player in the league. His stats have backed it up. He's been scoring. He's looked electric so far. Antoine Semenyo. Justin Cliver, he's come back from the injury. He scored before international break.
Hmm.
So he's getting back on the trail as well after the injury. I just think I've got Palace though. I just think Palace will be strong at home. It'll be too much. I think Mateta up front as well. He's due a goal, so I'm going to have Mateta getting a goal and Sarr again. I absolutely love him. I think he's brilliant for Palace. So yeah, I'll go 2-1 in that one. As I said, we weren't going to cover the whole 10 fixtures. It would take too long, so we just picked out.
Definitely.
The ones just to keep it to time.
Mhm. True.
Gav,
Yep.
just with Doncaster, where if I had to press you for a finishing position in League One, where will Donny finish at the end of the season?
I'm hoping playoffs. I'm hoping playoffs. Well, obviously you want to win, like, don't you? But I think playoffs is kind of good for how they're playing at the minute. I think if they were still playing the way there was at the start of the season, it would have been champions, definitely. Oh, one sec, Stu. Can we pause it? I've just got to. That right?
We can shoot, mate. It's fine because we've covered everything. Don't worry.
Okay, all right, good.
It's absolutely fine. We've covered everything. So my guest today has been Doncaster Rovers fan Gav Longmate, and he'll be back on for a retro episode that we're pre-taping about Doncaster. Gav, thank you so much for coming on, mate. Appreciate it. All the best to Donny this season. And yeah, hopefully you get in the playoff spots and hopefully you're back in the championship.
Yeah, hopefully, mister.
Cheers.
Care. No worries. Cheers.
Best,
Take
mate.
care, Stu. See you, mate. Take care. Bye. Thanks. Bye.
Football then and now, a fun look at football nostalgia and the modern game intertwined. Join us.